Hey everybody, this is Monique coming at you. This video is going to be about HPV/cervical cancer and how I found out and what I'm doing for it and what I know about it from what my doctor said. Like I said in my other video, I didn't do any research. I'm one of those people to freak out over nothing, so I, decided on my own not to do any research. And, okay, so if I'm talking pretty fast, it's because I kind of want to get this video done and over with and stuff like that. So, I always went for my 6-month pap smears, always, never missed a 6-month pap smear. Always came back, okay, no problems, normal. When I was pregnant with Jaden, I went in for, I think it was about 6-7 months, just for a regular checkup, and he decided to do a pap smear. And I went home, and about 2 days later he calls me. The nurse from the OB office calls me and says, Monique, I don't know how to tell you this, but you were tested positive for HPV. The doctor needs to see you. Can you please come in? And I was like, okay, that's fine. I didn't really know what HPV was, so I called my mom and I was like, Mom, they said I'm tested positive for HPV. And she was like, oh my god, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. I go, why are you worried? What is it? And she's like, well, it's a human papillomavirus. And I was like, well, how do you get that? And she's like, well, from what I know, you get it from being sexually active with, a lot of people. And I was like, well, I've only slept with Robert. Is it possible he cheated on me or something? And she was like, don't know. You better, talk to him. So I was like, I'm not going to talk to him. I'm going to go to the doctor's office. I'm not going to accuse him if I don't know exactly, how I got it and stuff like that. I wanted to ask my doctor before going to Robert. So the next day, Robert took me to my OB, and, the doctor pulled me to the back, and he was like, you have HPV, which is the human papillomavirus, and, we can't do anything about it now, but in some cases, when the women had their babies, it's, it goes away, and it doesn't come back. My body will fight it off. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I asked him, how did I get it? And he's like, well, most people think, they get it from being sexually active. He's told me that was a total fib. You don't get it from being sexually active. You can have one partner for 20, 30 years and get it, 20, 30 years later after being with that same one partner. And it's not because the man is cheating on you or doing whatever. It's because men are the main carriers for HPV, but there's no test to figure out if they have HPV or not. You get it from skin-to-skin contact. You don't actually have to have intercourse in order to get it. You can be dry humping and, things like that. 90%, he told me the percentage is 90% of women have it, but don't know they have it. Most women that you see walking down the street have it and would never even know that they have it. And he also said in some cases it can turn into cervical cancer, but not many turn into that. I was hoping that I was one of those people that said, not many. And after I had my son Jaden, he checked me again, and I was tested positive for cervical cancer. And the next thing I was telling him, what's going to happen now? What do I have to do in order to fix this? And he said it was going to be $250 to burn it, scrape it, and freeze it. Which means, he's going in my vagina. Sorry if it's too much information. He's going in my vagina. He's going to spray it. He's going to scrape it, scrape all the cancer out, and then he's going to freeze it. And my aunt also had this done, and, it took her 4 of those spray it, scrape it, and freeze it 4 times for the whole cancer to go away. And I'm one of those people that procrastinate a lot. I actually made a doctor's appointment, so I'll be going in now to get it fixed and take it out of and stuff like that. You know, I had to wait till Jaden was 6 months, but once he hit 6 months, I was like, I can't do it. I'm scared. Cancer runs through my family. My grandma just died in December of cancer, and I've also had uncles and my cousins, and you know, I just don't want to be the next victim of cancer. You know what I mean? I want to get this taken care of and get it over with and just be done with it. I've overcome a lot of obstacles in my life. Being molested, being raped, being abused by a boyfriend, not Robert, but, a boyfriend before him. Getting tossed up in the air down to the bottom of the floor. I overcome so much in my life, and I don't want this one thing to actually bring me down and take me down. I'm a fighter. Like I tell anybody that meets me, I am a fighter. I fight for what I believe in, and nobody can tell me otherwise. So that's how I'm going to take this, and this is how I'm going to conquer what I'm dealing with. And if you are, sexually active, don't think that you're a lucky person and that you can never get HPV and it'll never turn into cervical cancer, because that's how I thought. And I was in denial for a very, very long time, until I came to realize, like, if I don't take care of this, my kids are going to lose mother. It's just not one of those things where I want my kids to grow up and people ask them, where's your mom? Well, she didn't want to take care of herself and she died of cancer. That's something I would never want my children to say, and I would never want my children to grow up without a mother. So if you have cervical cancer or HPV and you're too embarrassed to go in and say what you have, don't be. Like, your next door neighbor can have it. Your next door neighbor probably does have it. Your best friend probably has it. But HPV is so hidden from everybody, because a lot of people think, oh, well, she slept with this person, she slept with that person, when honestly, it's not the truth. You can be a virgin, have sex with just one person. Your boyfriend can be a virgin. In my case, Robert was a virgin, I was a virgin, we lost our virginity together. Well, I didn't lose my virginity to him, obviously, because I was raped, but I consider him as losing my virginity to him, because I gave it to him. I didn't get it taken away. And, you can be like me, and all of a sudden, you're battling cervical cancer. Don't think that you're free. Don't think anything like where you don't need to get a checkup, because every woman needs a checkup. Every woman needs a mammogram, a pap smear, just to make sure that you're perfectly healthy and you're going to be the best mother you can be to your children for the rest of your life. You don't want to get it cut short just because you missed a checkup. But this is all for this video. If you have any more questions or comments or concerns, please comment below, and I'll be more than happy to answer you. If you want, you can PM me. If you don't want to comment below, I'll be more than happy to explain more in detail if you want. Just please remember to subscribe if you haven't already. And once again, thank you so much to all my subscribers. And I'm gonna try to do more videos more often, and I'm thinking of doing another of kind of making a a video of just my kids, so that you guys can see them. I don't really want to post any videos of them on YouTube, because there are perverts and stuff like that. But if I get enough requests, I'll